Bonjour, Kinamagene Ireland Indigenous, and welcome to this final edition of our Week at a Glance videos for calendar year 2023. Today we'll be focusing on week 19, which occurs upon our return, and also looking at some options for students during the winter break. Hopefully we see winter as I'm sitting here on this beautiful beach in my Christmas sweater. We'll begin today's episode in our Google Stream. Again, this is accessible to students using their @sagchipschool.net email. They can email me using this or even at mireland@sagchip.org. You'll see in here that we have our 5th grade tech letter. That's going home with your student today. We'll look at it here in just a moment. You can see some of our previous newsletters. Last week's, well, the current week's Week at a Glance. Our January breakfast and lunch menu, our Spirit Week, which concludes tomorrow with Pajama Day. And then you can see some other notices and content for you. One of the things that I wanted to point out this week, students can go to what we call the 5th grade Padlet. It's entitled Learn from Home. It was updated and had its name changed when we reached that COVID era, and students were doing all of their work from home, but it's been part of our classroom for several years before that. And if you click on it, it'll take you to this page. It's a quick and easy way for students to remember logins to pages like STMath, Khan Academy, Prodigy. They got times tables, Epic, Digital ReadWorks, Mystery Science, even what we use in class. PHET simulations were actually pretty cool. Code.org, typing, NitroType. If we scroll over here, we've got some language and culture content, and an even room recess, Duolingo, which is a popular one in class. These are all accessible to students 24/7. We do assign some of them in the classroom, but for the purposes of winter break, students are encouraged, if they have some downtime, to spend a little bit of time on these. They can choose their own adventure. I'm not going to send them home with a list of here, do this. I know not everyone has the same amount of time or technology available to them, but if it's available, I do strongly encourage it. In addition, I also encourage students to read for 20 minutes every day during break. Does not need to be academic related, fine if it is, but does not need to be. Students can read about their favorite video game. It's the key point is to enjoy reading and to kind of build that background knowledge that's going to help them be more successful academically. Another piece that I did want to point out today before we get too much further, tonight, this is recorded on Tuesday, December 19th, at SCA, we'll be having Winter Sacred Storytelling. Some of the activities include storytelling in the lodge, make and take holiday crafts, cookie decorating, photos with Anishinaabe Santa and Mrs. Claus, gift bags for all students, and dinner will be provided. There's a rumor that there could be some of the Gina's fry bread, so that could be really awesome. I'm gonna make sure I'm here for at least part of that to visit all of you and find me some of that fry bread. Going down into our tech letter that I mentioned, yes, it's written so that if we ever have to go online, things can be streamlined very quickly for everybody. Has my contact information, and then we'll go through that way. The Google Classroom, right here, there's the stream page, we talk about that. Padlet we've talked about, but here's some of our resources. Kids could click there to get to the reading A to Z. It's actually listed in the Google or in our Google Stream. Let me show that to you as well. It's under reading, the kids A to Z login. That'll bring them there. My teacher name is Ireland1 and the password is 9 and 5. We have the login with Scholastic. They can use their Google Classroom. And if they want to kind of nose around the magazines, Khan Academy, that's our class code. We haven't done a lot with this one yet this year, but it's a really good resource for students to look up areas where they're struggling. Prodigy, You can see the class code. They can log in with their Google accounts. Code.org, same thing. That's one that we do a couple times a week. It's very creative, good recommendation for students. Typing.com, and a lot of students also like NitroType as well. Words Their Way, this is our spelling curriculum. Some students may want to spend some time on that one. 21 Things for Students, this is more of a teaching version of, but they could look up different skills and tasks to become better with their computer technology. And then just a thank you kind of note. This is a copy of this is going home with all students. Best way to contact me on this is via the email. I have not used my Google Voice in a while, and I will be surprised to see it ever ring. Our learning plan, you can see there's no school on Monday or Tuesday. So after the school ends on the 20th, they're on break until the 2 Wednesdays from now. And you can kind of see it. We try to get back into a pretty normal pattern right off the bat. Our quarter will end after January 12th. So this is an opportunity to kind of ease our way back in. We spent a lot of time working hard to try to build our grades up in class. The next step when we come back in January is reminding students to make sure their homework is done at home, what they don't finish in class, make sure they're bringing it back. And we're really going to focus on getting ready for middle school. We will have testing in January as well. More information will come on that once it's available to me. I won't have that before we break for winter break here, but that'll be coming up. It's always important to stress that I hope students have a wonderful winter break. It's a great time to spend with family, friends, get some of the good quality time that we don't always have time for during the school year. If your student is so inclined to do some academics, those resources that I gave them will be a good choice for them. There's other things out there as well. I'm sure they're going to want to spend more time on video games than, say, Khan Academy, and that's okay. But getting a little bit in, keep their brains fresh and sharp and ready to go, that would be awesome. Duolingo, I know, is popular here. There's apps for that one. So lots of things that they could do to kind of pass the time, especially once we get into that second week. And if there's any questions, feel free to email me. I'm not foreseeing traveling, so I should be able to respond fairly quickly, especially if it's login information. I can look it up and reply pretty quickly. I hope everyone has a great break, well, for my students and for you families at home. And I look forward to seeing you tonight here at SCA and then when we resume in January. So have a minute, Gidget, Minwa, Bamaki.